podcasting's choice. From coast to coast, continent to continent, right here 24/7.
PNR.
Now entering the PNRNetworks arena, coming down the aisle from Revere, Massachusetts, weighing in at absolutely none of your business. It's the Mistress of Mayhem, the Queen of Quips. It's time for Ring Around the Rosie with your hostess, Kim Brown.
Hey everybody, welcome to another week here on Ring Around the Rosie. I am your hostess, Kim Brown, aka Platinum Rose Lady, coming to you on Tuesday, the 22nd of October, 2019. It's kind of dreary and kind of gray up here in Massachusetts today, kind of rainy and, October weather and stuff like that. It's really fall. Summer's well and truly in the rearview mirror, folks. But it's October, which means it is the most wonderful time of the year. Andy Williams and that song from before notwithstanding. It's the most wonderful time of the year for me because this is my month. I love October. I love Halloween. I love horror movies and monster movies and parties and candy and masks and all that stuff. I just love it, love it, love it, love it, love it! And I hope everybody else loves it too. So this is going to be kind of an all over the road show with some ranting thrown in. Yay. Because if anybody who's listened to this show for more than 5 seconds knows there's one thing that I can do astoundingly well, and that's rant. Yay, First Amendment. Speaking of the First Amendment, actually the freedom of expression part of all the freedoms that we have in this country, which are wonderful. Even when you don't agree with other people, because some other people take the whole, I have freedom of speech and take it to be a dick, It's like, okay, fine, you have a freedom to be a dick, but I have the freedom to go, hey, you're acting like a dick. Anyway, you know who you are. Freedom of expression comes into things with the fact that the WWE has decided that the more things change, the more they stay the same. And to paraphrase a Whitesnake song, here I go again, or they go again, to be more accurate. It has been reported that people have been told off at WWE events for wearing AEW merchandise. They have been told off by security. They have been told they will be thrown out of the building if they have AEW signs or AEW shirts on and such like that. Now, I'm going to be perfectly honest about how I feel about this. The signs, okay, I kind of get that. I mean, if you've actually paid money to go to a WWE show and have a sign that basically says WWE sucks, we should all be at AEW, you're a very strange person, and you should probably talk to somebody about that, because that's a bit odd. That just kind of seems like you might as well just taken your money and literally thrown it out the window or flushed it down the loo or whatever. That seems kind of odd. I mean, it's a strange thing to do, and don't be that person. If you're just showing up and you're trying to make a statement, okay, fine, whatever. You have the right to do it. But the WWE that's their venue, and if you're there being disruptive, for the whole point of being disruptive for anything, not just for AEW, but for any other federation or political cause, or if you're not there to watch the WWE performers and stuff like that, and you're there to make a statement, whatever the statement is, quit it. Just Find something else to do. Make your statement out on a street corner or something like that, and let the rest of us have fun. But the whole idea that somebody can walk into a building wearing a t-shirt for another federation, and the WWE's got to be like, you can't wear that shirt in here. You have to change your shirt or we're kicking you out. What? I remember, now I'm old enough to remember, I remember when WCW used to pull this kind of nonsense, where if someone was wearing a WWE shirt or something like that, and they were on camera, oh, heaven forfend, that would happen. And you might get a free WCW t-shirt out of it, or they might make you turn your t-shirt inside out or backwards or whatever. Now, I noticed it always seemed to be dudes that would do this. I was always like, what would they make some girl do if you had some, some young lass in the crowd that was, blessed with, a nice body or whatever. And they were like, excuse me, miss, you have to take off your shirt. I'm sorry. That would be lawsuits a go-go is what that would be, boys and girls. But I'm sorry, getting that wigged out over a t-shirt is nuts. It's a t-shirt. Calm down. And you're going to actually have security guards who have better shit to do usually, although some security guards do tend to just hassle people. I'm not speaking of anybody specific, so don't ask for personal stories or whatever, because I don't have any. Because nobody hassles me, because I always look so sweet and innocent. If they only knew. But that they're going to hassle people and be like, you're going to get thrown out. I mean, think about this. Say you're at a baseball game, okay, for your team wherever you live. If they have a baseball team where you live. I know some places don't have a baseball team, but you get the general idea, okay? Say you, for argument's sake, and simply because it's right out the door, say you're at Fenway Park. Home of the Boston Red Sox, home of the Green Monster, all that stuff, Sweet Caroline and all that. So you're at a game and you've got your nifty little Red Sox shirt on, and your buddy has his nifty little Red Sox shirt on, and his girlfriend has her nifty little Red Sox shirt on and on and on and on and on. It's a sea of Red Sox shirts. In other words, it's spring in Boston. But okay, so anyway. So you've all got your Red Sox shirts on. You've got your $12 8-ounce cup of beer, and your hot dog and whatever. And you're all waiting for the game to start, and you're all excited, so on and so forth. Somebody comes along in your row, and they have a t-shirt on for another team. I would say let's say the New York Yankees, but I'm not stupid. And I'd like to think nobody would actually do that in Boston, because that would be a very bad idea. It's, because Boston and New York had this kind of thing. So let's use another team as an example. Let's do that. Now I have to desperately think of another baseball team, because those are the only two I know. Okay, I got it. So you're at the field, you're all set, t-shirts on. Somebody comes along in your row, sits down with their friends and all that, and their t-shirt is for the Minnesota Twins. I actually know another baseball team. Oh my gosh. I can't believe I actually pulled that out of the ether. Wow. Now, you're all sitting there and you're all watching the game. And let's assume for a minute that the Red Sox aren't playing the Twins. They're just wearing a Twins t-shirt. If somebody from the Red Sox home office people, however they do that, sent a security guard to that person and said, hey, you in the Twins t-shirt, you can't wear that here. You have to take that off. Everybody would go nuts. Everybody would boo the living crap out of them, and they'd be within their rights to do that, because that's dumb. That's just stupid. It's a t-shirt. Calm down. I'm sorry, for the WWE, this is not the kind of publicity they need right now. Considering the fact that they've just started up on the Fox network, and the ratings have like done what a slinky would do if you send it down a flight of stairs, just kind of go down and down and down. If you don't know what a slinky is, ask your parents. And shut up. But, you know, the whole thing of the fact that their last pay-per-view was roasted, you know, as much as a pig at a luau, which makes sense because the end of that pay-per-view sucked. I'm sorry, the end of that pay-per-view sucked worse than a Dracula film festival. It was that bad. Anyway, so you have that to deal with. You have the fact that the people at Fox, I'd love to know what is going on with the people at Fox, because it seems to me like some of the people who decided to have SmackDown come to be part of the Fox network had no idea how wrestling fans behave. Because now you've got people from Fox, although I did hear the tweet was taken down, that people from Fox, the Fox network, are pissed that fans are still doing the what chant. That the Twitter from Fox, as I said, this tweet I heard was taken down, that they were saying, you know, oh, could you quit with the what chants? It's not 2010 anymore or something, or, you know, 20 whenever that chant started. I mean, to be perfectly honest with you guys, the whole what chant, it is trite. It is cliche. It is just dumb. But you know what? Not for nothing, and I realize some people are now going to be completely pissed off at me, which is fine. I can be your lightning rod of hate. The whole what chant was trite and, you know, stupid and all that 5 seconds after it came out of Steve Austin's mouth the first time. For some reason, I really honestly don't know why that chant still goes on, because it really is irritating. And it's done in such a, like, oh, look how clever we are. We're doing this chant again. Every time that chant starts, I cringe. And I don't care where I am when I hear it. I just cringe. I'm just like, wow, could we please stop this? But to hear it from a television network scolding the people who watch their program, or who they want to watch their program, see again, tumbling ratings, tumble, that's hilarious. I mean, I'm sorry, that's hysterical. But then, I have a sense of humor that could be kindly referred to as warped. Yeah, if I'm being brutally honest with myself. So, we're over here now. So, talking about other stuff, also I want to bring up WWE-wise, big shout out to Xavier Woods, who got hurt on the tour in Australia, hurt his Achilles tendon pretty badly, and that is not something to fuck with. So, Xavier, get well soon, bro. I hope you're doing better, and, you know, quick recovery to you, cause you're funny as fuck. I dig the New Day. I think they're great. But going over to something that doesn't suck and is awesome, and that would be AEW Dynamite. I have to be honest, and I have been accused of this on more than one occasion by people who know me, on top of being slightly oversexed, that I tend to sometimes look at things through rose-colored glasses. That I don't, you know, that I'm always like, oh, everything's perfect and wonderful, and this is the most awesome thing ever. Because I get passionate about things, and I do. I admit that. I get passionate about things, and when I get passionate about things, I defend them passionately. You know, I will defend something, you know, and I'm not saying that that's always the most perfect thing to do, and when I defend something, I try not to get personal or nasty or anything like that when it comes to, you know, defending something I like. Although sometimes you wind up having to be like, yeah, I really don't have much of a defense for that, like the Star Wars prequels. Although Revenge of the Sith actually had some really good stuff in it. But anyway, moving on. I've loved every episode of AEW so far. I mean, there's only been a few, but I've absolutely loved them. I mean, I really totally wish we'd been able to go to the show in Boston at the Agganis Arena, Jim Ross. Sorry, JR. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have singled you out like that. That was mean. It's a nice arena though, isn't it? We saw a concert there a while back, I should say. And it was a great place to see a show, but holy cow, the stairs in that place are steep. Or they used to be. I'm sure they haven't changed the building very much, and that was back before I borked up my leg a few years ago, so I have to walk now with a cane. And I can't even think about using that cane on those stairs. It's like, oh my gosh. But it was such an awesome show to see it we watched it, live on TNT that night. Boston crowd represent, did an awesome job. People were really into it and really excited and made it a great show. I have loved watching AEW, and it's really so exciting to be there on the ground floor of something when it starts on cable like this. It's so cool, and I've watched every show and, watched things over and over again and stuff like that, and just been thrilled. I mean, I've gotten to see like new people that I'd never seen before, some people that I'd heard of or only seen on, little clips of things on YouTube and things like that, and seeing people that I haven't seen for a bit and seeing them again and seeing them be able to shine, and that's a beautiful thing. When you see someone doing their job and enjoying doing their job, that's a beautiful thing. I mean, when you look at what a professional wrestler is and what a professional wrestler does and what they put their bodies through to entertain us, you, me, everybody else listening to this little podcast, they put themselves through a lot. And if they're doing it and they're just punching a clock, it shows. But if they're doing it and they love what they're doing, that shows too. And that shows in AEW. I haven't seen one moment where I've just been like, they're phoning it in. I mean, maybe that'll happen at some point or another. I don't think it will. I hope it doesn't. So, I have some just little random things that I'd like to bring up from my watching of AEW over the past couple of weeks, and also watching Being the Elite, which if you don't subscribe to Being the Elite on YouTube, and you should also subscribe to AEW, and you should also subscribe to all of our podcasts, that's what's called a subtle plug. That's about as subtle as I get. Subtlety is for pussies. It's, Being the Elite is hilarious. That show is so funny. It is, I mean, I've watched it just laughing till I can't breathe. It's so funny and it's just great. I've gotten to, like I said, some of these people I didn't know very well until I started watching AEW. I mean, like I said, I'd heard of them. I started like for a great example, Kenny Omega. I mean, I knew who Kenny Omega was because I'd seen clips of him wrestling from Japan and things like that. And, and being like, damn, this guy is something. And then seeing him at the top of the PWI 500, I was like, okay, well, that's, awesome, obviously. And he's really amazing. I mean, he's kind of in a slump right now in AEW, which sucks, but that, I believe in you. I believe in you, Kenny. I believe in you. You'll pick it up. I know you will. And the thing that I really love about AEW a lot is that they get it. They get what the fans want to see. And they don't pander. If that makes any sense. They know what the fans want, but they don't do it in a way that makes you feel like, ugh, we're being pandered to, aren't we? Like we have there's a lot of comedy moments in AEW. I mean, wrestling doesn't have to always be serious. And sometimes wrestling can be funny. When you think about the fact that this is, it is what it is. Wrestling is performance art with muscles, and that's great. I have no problem with that. And there's nothing wrong with humor. Humor is part of life, and humor can come in so many different forms. Humor can be wordplay, or it can be slapstick. It can be just a sly look, or the way a phrase is turned, or whatever. I mean, and it can be broad and silly, or it can be kind of a subtle kind of, thing that it depends on the person, and humor is also subjective. I mean, what some people might find hilarious, other people might be like, I don't get it, and that's people's tastes, and that's the way that life goes. Other people I want to bring up, I can't bring everybody up, unfortunately, but I do think everybody is amazing. Obviously, one person I want to bring up because, oh my gosh, I'm like, where have you been all my life? Because you're friggin' amazing and terrifying at the same friggin' time. Darby Allin. Oh my gosh. This guy, I watch him half the time. The weird thing, it sounds really funny because when I watch Darby Allin, I feel like I'm watching him and I'm watching a horror movie, because sometimes I watch with my hands up in front of my face and I'm like looking out between my fingers because I'm like, this guy is going to kill himself on national television with some of the crazy shit that he does. And he's amazing and it's awesome, and oh my gosh, I can't believe he just did that, whatever that is. He's just fantastic, and I think that he's just completely awesome. Just jumping around again, like I said, I'm just, kind of skipping through things and just having things just pop in and out of my mind as I'm doing this. I'd like to bring up, just apropos of nothing, Joey Janela has a beautiful head of hair. There, I said it. I'm not sorry. Sammy Guevara has one of those faces that you would just like to slap. There's a word in German, and to anyone out there in German, from Germany, or who speaks German, I apologize for how I'm about to brutalize a word from your language, which is a beautiful language, but the word is Backpfeifengeist. I think that's right, and Sammy Guevara has that down to a science. Let me see, who else? The Best Friends, I brought this up before. I don't get the name. I mean, I like it, and they're great. They're great wrestlers, and they're hilarious, but I don't know why, but for some reason, the name, calling a team the Best Friends, for some reason, keeps making me think of My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, and I don't, honest to blog, know why. I don't know which one of them is Rainbow Dash and which one is Pinkie Pie, but that's what I just keep thinking in my head, because I am obviously very, very sick. So, sorry. Obviously somebody, Pac, who was criminally underused in the WWE as Neville because they had no idea what to do with him. I mean, considering the fact that his attitude now sucks, is just amazing to watch. I love the fact that I get to see Jon Moxley again, even though I got to know him as Dean Ambrose. He's actually talked about his wife, Renee, and saying that she's got a lot on her plate now, and that, because people keep saying, like, is she going to go to AEW to be with him? I would be totally happy with that if that happened, because I feel like the WWE is woefully misusing Renee. But that's just my opinion, which absolutely nobody asked for, so there's that. And I've mentioned before how much I love the team of Jurassic Express, because I just think that they're awesome. I love Jungle Boy. I love Luchasaurus. I think Luchasaurus is amazing. Unfortunately, I have some not good news about him at this moment. Luchasaurus was injured before the show last week and is apparently going to be out for a little while with an injury, and that sucks. So Luchasaurus, much love and good wishes and healing vibes to you, sir. And I figured, since you are a Luchasaurus, I would use the language of your people, so here it is. For those of you who do not know, that is the dinosaur way to say get well. It is also the dinosaur way to say, hey, how are you doing? What's going on for tonight? And could we call Mothra? We need a fourth for bridge. So, there's that. And the other member of this team, Marco Stunt. Now, this is the part that I was warning you guys about which was the ranting part. Here we go. Marco Stunt is an amazing athlete. Marco Stunt is one of the most amazing people I've seen at any height. Doesn't matter what height the person is, because he'd be amazing if he was average height. He would be amazing if he was 7 foot tall. As it stands, he is not 7 foot tall or average height either, for that matter, which is the way that, that's the way genetics go. Genetics are a crapshoot until somebody decides to screw around with that, and then the entire world will be going to hell in a handbasket. But I think that Marco is the future of wrestling. I think he's part of the future of wrestling. I think that he is a really sweet person from what I've seen in interviews and such, and he's just a great guy. He's also the first person that was first pro wrestler that has been on our Rising Stars list over on Subject Cinema, which is TC, my husband's movie podcast, along with me. We co-host it. Every year we do a Rising Stars list where we look at people that we're like, look at these people. They're going to be bigger in the future in their field. And we usually focus on actors. We have focused on singers and other, forms of entertainment and stuff like that. Marco is the first person that has been on our list that is a pro wrestler. And I've been a wrestling fan since 1985, 1986. So that tells you, and we've been doing this podcast for over 10 years. So, Marco, unfortunately, has been taking a lot of shit from people that have been bitching about, oh, he's too short, he's too light, he's unbelievable as a wrestler, blah, 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 blah. Okay. First off, you have the right to your opinion, even if it sucks and it's stupid and it's wrong. And in this case, if that's your opinion of Marco, it sucks and it's stupid and it's wrong. The same people who lost their minds when Rey Mysterio came back, which was great, are the same people who are whining, Marco's too short, he's unbelievable as a pro wrestler. To which my response is, fuck you, and fuck the horse you rode in on. Some wrestling fans should really find something else to watch, because it seems like all they do is complain about a business they're not in. I say that in the fact that you have people who complain, about Marco, oh, he's too short. Back in the day, you had people who complained about Kevin Nash, oh, he's too tall. This guy's too fat. This guy's too thin. This guy's too this, that, and the other thing. This lady's too whatever. This lady's too whatever. Let these people do their fucking jobs and just fucking enjoy it. Seriously, Marco is out there busting his fucking ass trying to entertain you selfish sons of bitches. And you want to be like, he's too short. He's not believable as a wrestler. He's not believable as a wrestler. I'm sorry. Are we going for believability in professional wrestling, where one of the longest running, well-known, most beloved professional wrestlers is an undead zombie that can shoot lightning bolts out of his hands? Sorry, Taker. I love you, but just trying to make a point here. It's performance. Seriously, this is what you're gonna do? This is the way you want, this is the hill you want to die on? Really? I'm sorry, I really don't get, and people, I just really hate this shit. This kid is out there, and I shouldn't say kid, I'm sorry. When I say kid, Marco, if you're listening to this, and I hope you are, because you're just awesome, and I wish you nothing but the best and much kisses and love from Boston, because you're just wicked awesome. But seriously, this kid is out there breaking his back, trying to entertain you guys, and trying to just pursue his dream. It's like, I don't understand people who the whole reason, it seems like the whole reason they become wrestling fans is so they can shit on the wrestlers. If you think it's that fucking easy, get off the couch and do it, motherfucker. You wouldn't see me do it simply because I don't like pain. It hurts me. Yes, I just quoted Daffy Duck. Live with it. But I'm not talented enough to do this for a living. I'm better at talking. And the fact that when I do fight, I fight extremely dirty and will go for the eyes or the groin. There's that. Seriously though, Marco, please do me a favor. Ignore the haters and just go out there and do what you do and just be awesome. Because you are awesome. You are amazing. You are, I won't say you're a star in the making, buddy, because I think you're a star already. I think anybody who goes out there and pursues their dream and is serious about it is a star. And I definitely think that you're a star. I'm sorry if that came off really ranty and like rambling or whatever. And I know some people out there right now are being all like, oh, well, you're just saying that because you think Marco's cute because you're a girl. You know, A, I'm a woman. Prick. And B, no, I'm not saying that because I think Marco's cute. I think Marco's fucking amazingly talented. I mean, the fact that he is cute is like about, 12 things down the list of the 12 reasons that Marco is awesome. So, I'm sorry, just seriously, ignore the haters, do what you do, and just be awesome. That's all I can say, is just continue being awesome. I'm sorry, again, I went kind of nuts, and, but that pissed me off. That just, it's like, seriously, you can't go through life listening to You Can't. It's like, you really shouldn't, and you shouldn't piss on other people's dreams like that. But that's just my take on it. If you guys have any questions, comments, queries, complaints, chocolate, Roman Reigns' phone number. No, I'm kidding! That last one is a joke. Stalking is bad, okay? Or just anything you want to send my way, platinumroselle@yahoo.com. If you want to follow me on Twitter, you can follow me at platinumroselle@twitter.com. I am not, I need some sugar. And if you would like to check out all the other shows that are part of our little island of misfit toys, I hope you will do so. I hope you will like, share, subscribe, tell other people about my little dippy show. I would appreciate that much. And I gotta be honest and just say it straight up. I'm not a pro. I am not a pro. Nobody's paying me. I'm a fan. I have been a fan of wrestling for, since the 1980s, and I will never, ever, ever say like I'm an expert on wrestling, even though I've been a long-time fan. I'm just someone who loves this crazy thing that we all love. And that's why I get passionate about it. And AEW helped me find that passion again. And if for nothing else, I will be grateful for that. Because I'll be really honest and say there have been times in wrestling when I've walked away. Things just hurt too much. There were certain points in wrestling, and I think we all can kind of figure out where those little points on the calendar are. It just hurt too much. And AEW helped me to find the joy in watching wrestling again. So, anyway. And like I said, check out all our other shows, and there's a ton of them that, TC and I do. We do solo shows, we do shows together, and we have a lot of fun, and we put a lot of work into it. We have other people that are part of our little family that do their own thing, and they're all awesome and amazing. And we're always putting up things that are new and different and special and crazy and wacky and just out there. And I hope you will check them all out. And I hope you will have an excellent week and come back again next week, probably, when I come back and do another show or whenever I do it. And my name is Kim Brown again, a.k.a. Platinum Rose Lady, signing off for Ring Around the Rosie for another week. Have a great week, y'all.
You have been listening to Ring Around the Rosie with Kim Brown, a production of PNR Networks. Keep in touch with all things about the show at http://ringaroundtherosie.net. Ring Around the Rosie intro performed by Eric Lyon. Ring Around the Rosie theme by Digital Juice. Join Kim for a new Ring Around the Rosie every Wednesday. Ring Around the Rosie is copyright 2018 PNR Networks, Boston, Massachusetts, USA.
Podcasting's choice. From coast to coast, continent to continent, right here 24/7.